Hi, it's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash day friends, favorite content creator. And this is kind of a rare thing for me to do because I just uploaded a video about this topic and there has been an update and I can't go back in time. So this is, I guess, the second part of this video. The first video was me talking about the whole Emiru ice thing. So go watch that and then watch this, I guess. Or I guess you can just watch this one because this is whatever. Do what you want. So Emiru put out a statement. So we're just gonna read that statement. All right. So hello. It's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there. So apologies, this is long. There's a clip of me. I'm sorry, there's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, which you saw in the video or online. So I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. Also, just gonna say, kind of weird to be like, it's rare I will speak my mind. I think that's a weird thing. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question that included the word ice. I'm not someone who normally comments on or gives my opinions on serious real world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referencing or referring to the agency. You can see in the clip when I say thoughts on ice, there's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I am not. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their families or homes, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone's feelings. Oh God, I'm just adding shit, huh? I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy. I never made comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was a dishonest and intentionally malicious clip post. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers, and it's becoming more and more common. But it should go without saying, no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they're from. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try to focus my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than try to take up room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring this up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so that is why I avoid talking about it. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, assaults people, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. So this is basically referring to like Tectel and I guess at this point Lakari. And like obviously Miskiff, right, for obvious reasons. I've always been a creator who is friends or on good terms with basically everybody. It was in Texas and LA and all different bubbles, and this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way into my circle, but it's certainly not because I'm okay with vile behavior. Not abuse, not sexual assault, nor pedophilia. These guys did their best to hide their behavior not only from me, but from everyone around us as long as they possibly could. As serious allegations or evidence came out, I always immediately dropped them and vowed to never make contact with them again. Basically, everyone in Austin did the same. These incidents, multiple of them of course, were something the streaming community here talked about extensively and affected all of us a lot. I thought actions over words, never interacting with those people again and preventing them from being involved in the streamer community activities, a lot of which in Austin are hosted by me, would send a clear message that this type of shit isn't welcomed. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. Well, hopefully this makes it more clear. Anyone who abuses people or children is not my friend and never will be again. Always has been that way and always will continue to be that way. I know this won't stop people from taking issue with the way I do things. I don't expect it to. I'm saying this because I know my community and friends are fatigued. That's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I will continue doing what I usually do. I just wanted to finally say something because the speculation and lies were getting out of control. It'll likely continue, but I hope putting my stance out there will help those who already feel unsupported and unsafe, like there's one less person trying to send hatred their way. Okay, so naturally I have a couple thoughts, right? Otherwise I wouldn't have done this little addendum. First thing first, thank you for making a statement, I guess. Although I think it'd have been more effective if you also did this in like video form, since that's your main platform. But some of these things kind of don't make any sense to me, just knowing what we know. I'll talk about the good first. That yes, I do think it's good to clarify your stance that you don't support. I mean, honestly, it wasn't really like, yeah, you supported, you said you don't support this stuff in a way, but like you could just say fuck ICE. I don't think you have to write all that. But regardless of that, I'm not gonna lie, I do still find it kind of weird that specifically said that people who like abuse children or abusive, whatever, you don't want to hang out with. But like that is like specifically talking about obviously like Tectone and Miskiff and I guess like I said Lakari. But like elephant in the room, Asmongold does a lot of fucked up shit. Some shit that you yourself in this apology say that like you're not cool with. But then like you're obviously still friends with him because he was covering for you less than 24 hours ago. So like that's why some of this shit rings kind of hollow to me, because if you're really about like, you know, not surrounding yourself with people who are okay with like supporting ICE and shit, your boy Asmongold's a huge ICE supporter. So I think I just really you specifically talking about how where is it right here, that you said that you don't want to be around people who abuse anyone, assault people, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. You probably should add like people who support ICE too then, because then it seems like you're still like covering for Asmon while you're clearly not covering for Tectone, those guys, which honestly you shouldn't, right? Like good on you for that. And then I also think it's kind of interesting how, again, you said how like you don't really share your own thoughts about things. But then in that clip you were saying how, again, I guess you were clipped out of context. I have to believe that was true. But even in that clip, you were saying how like, why would people care about your opinion? I think that's kind of a weird, like maybe you had a chance to think about it and like said, oh, that looked bad or whatever. But I just also feel like you going this route does seem kind of like, like ultimately good that you clarified, right? I'm going to make that stress that very much, because people, which I will read the comments here, people are going to act like this does nothing. This does do something, right? This does make it a bit more clear. Maybe not as clear as people would want it, not as clear as like I want it, but still it makes it more clear that you are not in support of ICE, really. But then, like I said before, the person you are still attached to is very much in support of ICE. And I think for that instance, you should just straight out say, fuck ICE. I don't fuck with people who support ICE. Right? Because then that'll make it exceedingly clear that you are not on that side, that you don't believe in that. Because this still feels like a slight jelly roll-ish defense. And I think in my previous video, most of the things I said still kind of stand. But this is your apology. You don't have to run it by fucking me. I'm nobody. But what I also want to talk about is the fact that, again, like I said in my last video, the audience these people capture, they're so predictable. Like, look at this shit. You should also recognize some people don't actually care whether you do the right thing or not. They just want someone to make an example of, even if their image is you as a straw man. Like, this is what I was talking about when I'm saying we still baby people. Like, their first thing is like, you basically, you fold it. Sad how the vast majority of detractors won't even be satisfied even when they're on the same side. Denims and etc. would just say that this is just a grift to get them to stop bullying and backlash or something like that. I read this and I'm not satisfied. Can you further explain yourself? This is not good. The criticism was never good faith to begin with. Like, that's like, what do you mean the criticism wasn't in good faith? People were like, why are you not saying fuck ICE? How is that not in good faith? This is what I was talking about. The people demanding your opinion are the only bad actors here. The fact that this is even a thing is 100% their fault. A statement like this is far more than they deserve, and it won't be enough for them. Watch. Like, everyone's always does this. This is what they always do. Anytime someone that they like who is apolitical or just like, to be really honest, if they even appear to be like anti-woke, the minute they make an apology or clarify something, their audience always goes, they'll never be satisfied. You don't fucking know that. Given the fact even watching the full clip, you still get the same takeaway that the stance was just opting out, talking about the known subject for viewer reasons, not lack of knowledgeability, and that you still choose to spend private time with the people you know. Like, yeah, that's what I was kind of alluding to too. Like, why not provide the full clip if it's been misused by clipping accounts? Hopefully she reads the comments and really sees the kind of people who watch her LMAO. Like, honestly, fair. They wanted to make you choose a side, and now they did, but that won't be enough. They will still try and harass you for not doing it sooner, or you didn't choose their side hard enough. The best course was to ignore it and keep doing you, to be honest. No, that wasn't the best course. But you guys, I'm gonna link this tweet to the video so you guys can read it for yourself. But like, that's the shit I really truly hate. Anytime a content creator takes any sort of accountability or onus or wants to get ahead of something or clarify or whatever, when they have an audience, like I talked about in the last video, like this, they are the ones who will say what everyone else will do. They are the ones who say it won't be good enough. Denims is just gonna say you're fucking bad. I had people already commenting my video saying that, like, oh, Denims is only that because she's jealous because she's not the #1 female streamer Emiru is. And I'm like, you guys are making up fan fiction when we're talking about things that we are witnessing. And like that one person said, even watching the full clip, you still get the same takeaway. So like, again, I know Apology is supposed to sort of like improve someone's image. I still lots of questions, right? But this is still a good start. Like, people think if someone apologizes or clarifies things up, then it's 100% okay. No one can have any further questions. No one can be like, well, what do you mean by this or whatever? And I'm like, we live in the real world. Things aren't going to be clean. If you were like, hey, my bad, I messed up, and that was your whole thing, and people are like, well, that's not good enough. Like, you need to be more apologetic. You're like, oh, see, it was never enough for these people. Her apology, while long, did sort of repeat itself. And ultimately, it did provide a little bit of clarity on certain things. But then there's still the obvious questions, right? Like some people asking in the comment section right there. Like, you still associate with at least, like, you know, like Asmongold, who, according to your values, you shouldn't be associating with. Because what you just stated, he's the antithesis of that. And you guys are still in contact, apparently, because, again, he has put out a video or a clip of him talking specifically about that, saying that, like, you know, people are being bullies or whatever, like, in defense of her. Like, they clearly are still in contact. So, like, I think that's where people are going to be confused on too. But you guys will inevitably let me know what you think about that. I think, like, if we were to give just like a numeric value, right? I would say, like, out of like 10 being the highest, 1 being the worst, I think it's like a 6. It does more good than bad, but like, there's room for improvement, obviously. So that was my little update to this thing. Also, I want to say one more thing. I believe all the accounts were going like, oh, she caved. We're 100% hoping that she was on the side of ice. Like, because again, that's the audience they cultivate. But I just thought it was funny that the people who were like, oh, you should, like, everyone going like, oh, it shouldn't have mattered, you shouldn't have done this because those people are ice people. So, like, with that in mind, going through the comments, you're gonna see, like I said in my last video, this is the audience they fucking cultivate, man. Okay, but now I'm done with this for real.